And everybody goes, well, you can't make it about race. I'm not making it about race. I'm making it about lineage. Because that individual and ancestor, she's been there for decades. She's seen others pass away from cancer that was caused by these plants. So we know that the harm has been done and established. And this what's happening at the House level? I'm sorry, at the state level with their House and Senate. Like, what are y'all doing? Oh, you're more concerned about making money than you are about your residents and constituents. And see, again, that's a problem. People have to, if you're going to be at that level, you need to be a servant. And these are the things that we're going to continue to talk about, because those are the changes that are necessary and needed. And this is why people are crying out for a new party. Again, check out the USA Redemption Party at usaredemptionparty.com. It's an option and it's viable. We are filed and registered with the FEC. Okay, so with that, let's get into some more news. Yes, this might upset you, but you might be like, yeah, we all know that this was happening, right? And it's the Congressional stock trading. And now, of course, it is drawing renewed scrutiny over their gains in 2025. So you guys remember that video that I played for you last week? It was so funny because the video, I think it was the music in the video. When I put it on YouTube, they were like, this violates copyright. Like, for what? It's like this little noise. I was like, that little noise in the background. I was like, okay, yeah, take out the noise. Leave the video. Take out the sound. I don't care. So pretty much data from Unusual Whales showed up top 10 congressional traders, including 6 Democrats and 4 Republicans, handled massive volumes in 2025, such as 75.5 million for McCall across 1,029 trades and 56 million for Representative Ro Khanna with nearly 4,000. When is enough enough? Right? When is enough enough? Tim Burchett, and I think there was like another Democrat with him, Anna Paulina Luna. They've all, even Matt Gaetz before he decided to step down, they've all said this needs to stop. I think it turned people off when they called it the Nancy Pelosi bill, because she's the one that and I don't want to say she started it. She didn't start it. I think she was the one that benefited from it in a way where people took notice. Let's just say that, because I think they've always been doing it. But when she did it and everybody was like, whoa, we can do that. And we only have a small penalty to pay, but we can do that. Now, see, all that money that they're making, you guys do know that they do pay a penalty. And it's like $100,000. If I had to pay $100,000 and I'm going to make $56 million, I have morals. I mean, I'm not going to do it. But apparently Ro Khanna decided he was going to. This guy. So these figures reflect total buy/sell values, not confirmed profits. Okay. And most portfolios underperform the S&P's 500 16.8% return, with only 32% beating the market. Critics highlight potential conflicts from committee members trading regulated sectors and over 1,200 late disclosures. While bipartisan bills like the Congressional Stock Trading Act push for bans or blind trust amid strong public support. Here's my thing. They should not be able to trade while they're in office. Their family members, cousins, friends, 7 deep. Okay? 7 deep. If anybody within your sphere, 7 deep, benefits and you're in office, it's automatic removal from office. That's what it's got to be. It's not going to be you're going to pay a fine, or no, it's automatic removal from office. You can no longer serve. in any congressional capacity, even in your state. No mayoral, nothing. If there was that type of consequence to this, people wouldn't trade. They'd still try to figure out a way. I'm just saying. But you would still be able to follow it. But something has to be done. And I think the consequence of removing them from office would be awesome. Let's do it. But there was a video, I think, was it this lady? Yeah. So this is nauseating. Why is this tolerated? Because there's no consequences. That's why. So here are the top 10 stock traders in Congress. This is how much each rep has made in just 1 year. So Nancy Pelosi, I'm going to read the trades off where she gets into her video. I'm probably going to have to pause this. Hold on. Let it go. All right. Come on. Seriously? You just going to do this to me. Just a mess. I'm not patient. I'm so sorry. Let's try this again. Because my goodness. Okay, maybe she's going to read them. Let me pause this. She probably is. Okay, let's check this out.
The top 10 congressional traders, the members of Congress who are making the most on their personal stock trades. Representative Gil Cisneros, who's from California, he has made 527 stock trades and almost $18 million. 9 is Representative Cleo Fields, a Democrat from Louisiana, made 185 total stock trades to make $20 million. This was during 1 year, by the way. Number 8 was Nancy Pelosi, Democrat from California, made 12 trades to make $27 million in 12 stock trades in 1 year. 7, Senator Dave McCormick, a Republican from Pennsylvania, 200 trades for about $29 million in a year. 6, Representative Daryl, I think it's Issa, a Republican from California, 1 trade worth $30 million. Number 5, Representative Jefferson Shreve, Republican from Indiana, 617 trades worth $30 million. Number 4, Representative Josh Gottheimer, a Democrat from New Jersey, 420 trades for $45 million. 3, Ro Khanna, Democrat from California, 3,923 trades worth $56 million in 1 year. Number 2, Representative Michael McCall, Republican from Texas, 1,029 trades worth $75.52 million. And number 1, any guesses? Any guesses who made the most money in 2025? Senator Richard Blumenthal, Democrat from Connecticut, 406 trades. He made $80 million last year. $80 million in 1 year. So great. By far, the person who has personally promised from insider, what we appear to assume is insider trading, allegedly, in Congress, is Nancy Pelosi. She has a almost 17,000% return on investment. That is not coincidence. She has beat the market by 581%. Nancy Pelosi has made a 16,930% return on investment, blasting past 2,300% for the Dow Jones over the same period of 37 years. It actually really hurts, by the way, when you start thinking about the fact that Nancy Pelosi, I'm not even making this up, was born before the invention of the microwave oven. She was born before Pearl Harbor.
And banking. Making all the money, y'all. Crazy. That's insane. That's insane to have returns like that. What? Are you serious right now? Are you kidding me right now? But that's what we're doing. Well, I shouldn't say that's what we're doing. That's what they're doing. Right? And like I said, I showed you guys that scale last week, and it was going up and up and up, and I think it ended at like 2,400% net worth. That's your net. That's after gross compared to American citizens. Those people in Congress. Now I know some people go, man, I'm in the wrong business. I need to be in Congress. No, you don't. The people in Congress, we need to hold their feet to the fire and say no more. We, the people, we got to figure something out, y'all. We have to figure something out because this is beyond horrible. When you have people that are homeless, walking over veterans, we've got massive immigration. We've got massive homelessness, right? Homelessness has gone up, not down. You've got the NGO complex. They're robbing the people blind because there's no accountability. There's no auditing. There's no checking to make sure that they're doing their jobs. Everybody's just on the take, but no one's building up the country, right? To make sure that there's a country left. Stop it. Stop. Our congressmen and women should respect our country more than this. So, Ro Kahana, sir, and I know it seems like I've been picking on you. Yeah, you really don't have a lot of legs to stand on. You don't. Her legs have been, look, we already know about her. For a long time, everybody's been like, you just need to go away. You need to go away. And I'm okay with her going away. She's in that 80 zone, and I'm okay with you stepping down and no longer being in the public eye in that way. So let's check out, see what kind of comments we got. And Nino South said, Jesse Jackson's dead at 84 breaking. Thank you so much for giving me that. He says, reduce your gain level on your mic. I don't know what that means, but I'm sure you will help me out with that because I don't know what that means. And Nino South also says St. James is part of Cancer Alley. Parishes along the Mississippi River have chemical plants that cause cancer. Thank you for that information, Nino. Definitely appreciate that. And Sincerely Lawless says, good morning, founder. Good morning to you too. Thank you for reminding me, Julia Roberts. I was like, I couldn't think of it, but yeah, I love the Aaron Brockovich movie as well. Okay, info is correct. Also has packed on farming industry. Okay. The political system gets paid off of these plants. Yes. Right. By saying they bring jobs. Right. But they don't think about the downside, right? What's happening. And Spud says they don't want you sharing that info. I'm going to share it anyway. 10 toes down. But yes, to your point, Nino, the political system does get paid because they'll be like, hey, we've got these wonderful jobs coming through and it's going to hire a lot of people. But downstream, how is it going to affect the environment? What is the waste runoff and where's it going to go and who's responsible for the collection of that waste, right? Is it cancer causing? You have to ask all these questions. Like, so I live here in Georgia and every chance I get, I do. And I'm going to have some guests on my show to talk about this. I talk about the data centers because the data centers, they are right now, the ones that are in place currently, they use thousands of gallons of water. What's happening to the water? Is the plant responsible for purifying that water that they use? Or are they just allowing water to run off in the community? It's the latter. And I'm going to see if I can find some articles on it because it's happening everywhere that data centers are. They are actually messing with the environment in a bad way. And you will hear about, well, we need data centers because we need all this technology. We don't need anything. What we need to do is to make sure that people have clean running water. Okay. We need to make sure that America is okay. Now, if you want to put those things in the middle of nowhere where there's no humans, right, that can be affected by it, and you still have to make sure that the waste is recycled and pure water is put into the environment if you are going to use, and if you need this facility, fine. But we need to start putting this onus back on the companies because they're getting the tax breaks. Even with the people they employ, they're getting tax breaks. They're encroaching upon people in these different areas, rural areas, especially here in Georgia. So it's something we have to actually fight back against, you know. Again, one day at a time, one fight at a time, but we have to continue to be in the fight. We cannot just, as they say, rest on our laurels, right? Because that's not helping anybody. It really, really isn't. And so this next video I'm going to get into, I like checking out Sherry Beckley, and she is, to me, she's like the credit guru. She's where I found out about the LexisNexis reports, and I'm actually going to be delving into and pulling my report today, so I'll be able to give you guys some more information on it by next week and sharing that with you. But she has a really excellent video that she put together, and it's about some current legislation. And it's interesting because I've only heard negative things about this legislation, but I'm like, wait a minute. This can actually help me. And it's not that it's funny, but sometimes you'll hear about stuff and it'll be like, okay, oh, this sounds horrible. But when you actually look at the legislation, you're like, wait a minute, this could actually help me. Hold on. So you can't believe everything that you hear. That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Let's keep that in mind when we hear this video.
Trump is introducing a new bill which comes down to banks and credit card companies on what they can pass on certain fees to consumers. Now, big banks are upset, like JP Morgan Chase, because Trump has already begun to work bipartisanly with Elizabeth Warren to try to cap interest rates at 10% for a year to give consumers some relief. But this additional bill, they're claiming that this will additionally stop them from operating, and it will cause already existing customers to get their credit card accounts shut down and can cause new customers to get denied for credit because they claim they need certain profits in order to operate and minimize their loss. Now, what's your opinion? Do you believe banks need really high profits in order to operate, or do you think banks need some capping on their fees? Drop your opinion in the comment section. Now, Trump is introducing this new bill from some recent bank changes that's being made, where big banks and credit card companies are trying to pass certain fees on to consumers while they make a profit. So let's jump in to this change that was made recently in banking.
To ultimately affect your credit card rewards, Visa and MasterCard say that they've reached an agreement after a 20-year legal dispute that will lower the fees that they charge retailers. So the way that this works is that credit card companies charge merchants fees to use their network. So every time you buy something on your card, that retailer pays Visa or MasterCard, for example, a fee. And there are millions of these so-called swipe fees every day. Those fees can be passed down to consumers. The National Retail Federation says that the typical household paid about $1,200 in swipe fees every year.
A visit to Herb and Thelma's Tavern is a trip back in time. They've been serving up cold beer and hot burgers for 80 years and not taking credit cards.
You want tomato?
Owner Joe Fessler, still using an old-fashioned cash register, says he couldn't keep his burgers at just $7 if he had to pay card fees.
Somebody will come in and buy a Coke and then give you a credit card. Yeah. Well, you might as well give it to them for free because you pay all the fees and everything.